Well, hello there and welcome to the channel. As always, I'm delighted to have you here. Now then, the days are getting longer, the sun's gaining strength, and there's a real feeling of spring in the air. It's that exciting time of year when we can finally start thinking about getting our hands back in the soil and looking ahead to a bountiful harvest. And there's no better way to get a head start than by sowing some seeds indoors. Over the next few minutes, we'll be looking at 20 seeds that you can start now to ensure they're big and strong come planting time in May. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, there's something here for everyone. So grab a cuppa, settle in, and let's get sowing. Now let's begin with a classic, the humble tomato. For strong, healthy plants, always start with fresh, high-quality seeds and check those expiration dates if you have them. Next up, we have peppers. These can be a little fussy, so use a sterile, lightweight seed starting mix to prevent damping off disease, which can cause your seedlings to collapse. Cucumbers are thirsty plants, so keep that soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. A spritz with a spray bottle or a humidity dome works a treat. Chapter 4. Lettuce. Now for lettuce. It may seem obvious, but always label your seedlings. Trust me, many young plants look remarkably similar and you don't want to mix them up. Chapter 5. Kale. Kale is such a rewarding crop. If you find multiple seeds sprouting in one cell, thin them out to the strongest seedling to avoid overcrowding. Chapter 6. Cilantro. Now, a word on timing. Some heat-loving plants like tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers can be directly sown outdoors a bit later in April or May if your last frost date is early. Chapter 7. For quick-growing crops like lettuce, kale, and our friend cilantro here, succession planting every 2 to 3 weeks ensures a continuous harvest throughout the season. Chapter 8. Spinach is a cool weather crop that can be started indoors and transplanted outside when the weather warms up, giving you a head start on the growing season. Chapter 9. For those beautiful broccoli heads, start your seeds indoors about 6 to 8 weeks before your last expected frost. Chapter 10. Cauliflower. Much like broccoli, cauliflower also requires a good, long growing season, so get those seeds started indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost. Chapter 11. Eggplant. Eggplants thrive in warmth. Start your seeds indoors 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost, and remember, they need nice warm soil to germinate well. Chapter 12. Zucchini. Zucchini, a prolific cropper, can be started indoors 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost date. Chapter 13. Melons. Melons. For those sweet, juicy fruits, start your seeds indoors 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost. They need a good long growing season. Chapter 14. Pumpkins. Pumpkins are perfect for those autumnal displays. Start them indoors 3 to 4 weeks before the last frost. Chapter 15. Squash. Much like pumpkins, squash seeds can be started indoors 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost. Chapter 16. Onions. For a bumper crop of onions, start your seeds indoors 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost. Chapter 17. Leeks. Leeks, much like onions, can be started indoors 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost. Parsley seeds can be a bit slow to germinate, so start them indoors 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost for best results. Chives are a welcome addition to any garden, and they can be started indoors 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost. Finally, don't forget about companion planting. Marigolds are fantastic for deterring pests, and they can be started indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost. Well, there we have it. 20 seeds to get you started on your journey to a bountiful May garden. I do hope you found that helpful. Remember, starting your seeds indoors is a wonderful way to get a head start on the growing season and ensure strong, healthy plants. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more gardening tips and tricks, and be sure to share this video with your fellow gardening enthusiasts. From my garden to yours, happy planting!